Hi, welcome back. I've been asked, what do you do with a jump ring that you've tried welding, didn't work, and now it's balled up on either side, it's all wonky. Is there a way of salvaging it? And there is. So I'm going to show you how in this video, and this one is for you, Morgan. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, say if one of the common mistakes is the ring is not properly attached. There's a gap. And you've made an error. It's balled to be very thick on the edges. What do you do then? Well, there are a few things. First, what you could do is you just use your flush cutters. You cut the flush side towards both ends so that you end up with a ring that has a gap. And then what you do is you reduce the size by doing this. So basically you're just pushing on either side closer. So that's like this, and it's touching. And how you can make sure is at the very end, so it goes like this, but if you push the sides down, like what I've done, here's a gap, I push it down this way, it will meet. So now you have a slightly smaller jump ring. This is the original size and just slightly smaller. And then now we're going to weld it. Now, if it is a case that the angle is not right, you've cut it, once it's folded, it's not right, you just trim it again so that it's straight and aligned, and then close. So that it is meeting. Just see, you can see a slight gap, but they're actually touching. So that's what you want. And then you redo it. And this time, see if I could. There we go. I think it took a little bit more effort because it wasn't as completely flush as the original jump ring was. I didn't do such a great job cutting, but I'm going to take a close-up for you to see. So this is a comparison of the original jump ring that is unwelded, which is 4 millimeters, 22 gauge. This is the size if it was welded properly, and I would have been able to do that perfectly at 7.5 watts. And this is when I've mucked things up and I've cut away on either side and then reduced the size. It's slightly smaller, but it works. Now this is a 3 millimeter solid gold jump ring, and say if that's already really small and I have bungled it and I don't like the effect, what do you do? So it's the same thing, and I'm going to show you as little as possible. You just want to get rid of the crookedy part, just as little as possible, so that it is still relatively good size. So try to salvage as much as possible, and then close it. By moving it back and forth over, it's rather oblong still. And then you just, again, push it from the top and both sides will come together gently. It requires a gentle hand. Okay, so both sides are touching now, and I'm going to weld it again, but let me just twist. Okay, so let's do this. Do that. Okay. I find that second time welding or fixes take a little bit longer. So, and then I'm going to show you what happens. So this is a close-up of the jump ring once it's welded, and you'll see that it's not perfectly round, but that's okay. It's very, very close, and I'm going to show you some of the ones that I've done for myself. This is silver one, and over time it pulls, and because of movement it goes to fairly round anyway. So this has been several months now. But if it bothers you, move the chains aside, and using round nose pliers, you can move it further, and where that part, there's a slight bump where it gathers more metal, just press down a little bit. Again, it takes a gentle hand, a gentle touch. You tap, tap, tap to that side, and then move so that the bumpy part is the part that gets pressed down. You tap, tap, tap. And this is the effect. I hope you found that to be useful. A very important tip is order far more jump rings than you think you might need, because they're inexpensive and it's a really great way of reducing the amount of stress you have, especially when you have events coming up. I'm a wholesaler of premium quality chains and findings. We carry a huge range of jump rings in different gauges, sizes, and metals. I'm going to put more information below to our company, as well as a link to the Orion micro welder that I've used in this video.